All right. First off, thank you all. Appreciate you coming out covering us. First day of fall camp, everybody's excited. Day one energy. The goal for us as a staff is to keep day one energy all the way to August 30th and beyond. But that's the goal right now. But excited about where we're at. I want to thank our strength staff. They did a great job this summer getting our guys in shape. And when we first got here, obviously everybody was new. Strength staff had to learn our schemes, what we were doing, the tempo we wanted to play with. We were a little bit behind in spring as far as that goes, but Coach Deej and his staff did a great job of getting our guys in shape, ready to roll. So I feel really good about where they're at. Body weights are good. Feel like our guys are in the best shape they've been in, obviously, since they've been here. For us as a coaching staff, this is the best time of year. You got 16 days of fall camp, and we're going to use every minute we can use. There's no time restrictions. We have no classes. This is the best time of year to be a football coach. You don't have to worry about anything but coaching football, meetings, bonding your team together, things like that. So, again, this is my favorite time. The next 16 days, again, is all about building our team on and off the field. We need to bond. We need to get to know each other. We do have some new faces, guys that were not here in the spring that came in the spring portal. So excited about those guys and get them adapted to what we're all about and what we're going to do. The one thing about this is we can't afford to have bad days. So we have to stack good day after good day, and we can't have bad practices. We could have started fall camp on, Monday or Tuesday, but keeping these guys here all summer long, we're allowed to work with them on the field. There's a football now that's allowed to be involved with walkthroughs and different things. So, we got a lot of work done in June. And when I gave the coaches a little break in July, the kids did a really good job of keeping that going. So I feel like we're ahead of where we need to be right now. And now it's our job as coaches to get them fitting in our schemes. We do have a lot of position battles going on. There's position battles all over the depth chart. So, and I told our staff the other day that the best way to use our depth chart is to use it. We can't just put a guy in the one hole there and leave him there if he's not performing. And we have to mix it up. I want pressure on these guys every day we take the field. I don't want anybody getting comfortable and thinking that they're the guy. So we're going to push it. We're going to mix it up. And our evaluation of that is what they do every day, obviously. And we are going to have 2 live scrimmages during fall camp. Coming out of the 16th after that scrimmage, that will be we'll set the depth chart and move forward from there. Until that time, there are guys slated to be a 1 or a 2 or a 3 right now, but we have to start somewhere. So there's nothing set in stone with that. We have to be smart. The biggest change right now from us that we're all used to in college football is a roster limit of 125, 130, things like that as we get in. So we have to be smart with our scout teams. The limited number now of players that we can use, and we're not getting any more when school starts. We are at 105 right now today, and we're going to be at 105 when the season ends. We have to be really, really good and obviously stay healthy. That's the big key for us. Obviously, we can't control that piece of it, but we do have to be smart as we get into this season. Obviously, as we all know, it's a long, long year. So that's going to be the biggest difference that really none of us are used to, of having a limited number of roster. So, but with that, open it up for questions for you guys.
Hey, Coach, and coming back to your point about you can't waste a practice, is there more a sense of urgency now because of the portal and trying to get these guys together in chemistry nowadays than maybe that was the case 5-10 years ago?
Yeah, that's obviously that's the main reason. Just with so many new guys, And again, we control what practice looks like as a coaching staff. You know, if we're trying to do way too much, then obviously it's going to get sloppy. We have to take baby steps. And you know, I know coaches, I know how we are. We want it all right now, and we want it to look clean. But realistically, that's not going to happen. So what we have to be able to do is get through day one and day two, and you know, it's an underwear practice. So how much are you really going to get done? I want to see guys communicating, flying around, great energy, and coming together. And then as we start getting pads on, obviously that's going to start slowing some guys down a little bit. And you know, we just have to make sure we don't waste days and try to do way too much way too early.
Coach, you hinted at the quarterback competition down in New Orleans. I wanted to know, what are you hoping to see in terms of how one guy can separate himself from the pack to be named starter?
Yeah, that's a great question. And again, everything that I talked about in New Orleans is where we were at today. Carlos earned that coming out of spring. Now Carlos is going to have to earn that every single day because Zion and Ja'Kai are right there. And, you know, the biggest thing I look for from a quarterback, he is the face of our program. And guys are going to look to him. And, you know, they can't have bad days. They can't, you know, pout. They can't, you know, they throw an interception. They can't bring the whole team down. So what they have to do is be able to take care of the football, be great leaders, and, you know, they have to be the ones that rise up when things start to go bad because everybody's going to look to them. And then as we all know, they touch the ball every snap, so it's very important. They have to be mentally tough.
Kind of to his point about the depth chart, obviously, brand new roster, ton of new coaches, but some of these guys, you guys might have experience with in other jobs.
Yep.
To your point about the sense of urgency, does the familiarity of it kind of help set a depth chart? Do you already kind of have some guys penciled in your mind because of the previous history?
Yeah, and the perfect example of that are Cannon Lewis, Jalen Parker, Jacoby Baldwin, Josh Pierre-Louis. All those guys were with me at NC State. So they understand what this is all about, what I expect, how we're going to practice, all those things. And then on the offensive side, you know, with Coach Smith, you know, Zion Turner, he was with him for a year at Jacksonville State, Floyd Lacey. You know, so we have some guys that are very familiar with the staff, and we're familiar with them. And then the guys coming back from spring got a taste of it. Obviously, spring was a lot easier. We weren't preparing for a game. But, you know, I think that our kids have done a great job of grasping our culture, the efforts that we're going to play with on the field, and I think they understand that. So I think that will be a little easier starting fall camp because of the expectation coming out of spring.
Coach, is there an excitement to kind of quit working in what ifs to where you're able to really put something on the field and finally get to talk about what this team is rather than what it can be or what you think about it?
Yeah, you know, right now not a lot of people respect us, which, you know, that's fine. I mean, I don't know how you could predict how a team's going to do with 72 new guys. Hell, I wish I knew. But, you know, right now, you know, what I'm excited about is, again, we get to go out and we get to go 11 on 11. You know, starting on Monday, we're going to get some pads on. We get to go to inside run and all those things that makes football fun. And so I'm really, really looking forward to watching these guys grow. And you know, right now, you know, we're pissed off where we're projected, but, you know, like I said, we're either going to prove them right or prove them wrong. And we control that.
Just to build off the question earlier about some of the guys that you're familiar with and they know what is expected, but is there anyone that's maybe stepped up to more of a natural leadership role, maybe someone that, you know, hasn't worked with you before that started taking that role on, or some of the guys that you are new to that have been here, anyone in particular?
Yeah, Jalen Slappy is the guy that comes to mind first. Obviously, Jalen is big in you know, he has been, you know, a true Marshall Thundering Herd football guy. And he loves this university, loves his team, and he has really impressed me over the last 8 months. I mean, he was one of the first guys I met with when I got here. He stuck with us. He's bonded that O-line room together, and that's probably the closest group on the roster right now is that O-line room because we did have a lot of guys coming back. Ben Turner is a guy that has done a really, really good job of being a leader in the way he works, the way he does things. We have one of our new guys that just got here in the summer was Tony Mathis. I mean, what a great young man he is, a leader. Coming off an injury where he didn't play, has had a lot of production at the high level. And, you know, I'm really, really impressed with him. Michael Allen is a guy that was with us at NC State as well that, you know, he's done a good job. But, you know, I could go all throughout. I could name 40, 50 guys in my mind that are doing the right things right now. Toby Payne is a guy that stepped up. You know, Toby doesn't say a lot, but when he talks, guys listen. And just because of who he is and the way he works and all those things.
Coach, along those lines, the guys who did stay that could have gone, Toby or Jalen, do you kind of have, not a soft spot, but like that's a commitment to the school? And do you realize that when you come here, those guys maybe already are leaders?
Yeah, they're special to me, and they always will be. Obviously, this is my first team here, and those guys are a big, big part of that. And they're guys that stay for the right reasons. They weren't chasing money. They weren't chasing – the only thing they wanted to do is they wanted to do what was best for Marshall and how are we going to build this thing back, Coach. And they were a part of it. They helped in recruiting. You know, they help in the community. They're out there. They're doing things that we don't even see, that I hear about secondhand from other people. Hey, man, Toby was here, or Jalen was here, or Tony Mathis was here. Just guys that are getting out, doing things the right way. So I'm proud of them for that. And they are special to me, the guys that stayed and believed in us and believe in Marshall.
Coach, I know it's tough to look ahead, but you mentioned, you know, no one believes in you guys. But talk about the opportunity, week 1 on national TV against Georgia, what you guys can show what Marshall football is all about.
Yeah, obviously we all know it's a tough task. We're playing a top 5 program in the country. They've won a few national championships over the years. And I say it all the time, a lot of our guys think they can play there. And guess what? We get to go play there. Now, they're not going to be in red and black. They're going to be in Kelly green and white. So we're going to have opportunity to see if we belong on that stage. And, you know, I say it all the time. We're going down there to win the game. We're not going down there to collect a check. Can we do that? I don't know. Are we going to prepare that way? Yes. Are we going to go down there and give it our best shot? Yes. And we're going to play our tails off and see where it ends up and see what we need to do from there.
Coach, I doubt you'd want any of us on your team, but just if we were to strap up for you, what would a day of fall camp look like? Or just how do you put your stamp on it, and what people should look forward to in that front?
Yeah, it's going to be a long, hard day's work. Training room opens at 6 a.m. We're going to feed them good in the morning, and everything that we do is morning out on the grass. So we'll have morning meetings. We'll be on the grass every day about 9:30, and that will last as long as it needs to last to get our work done. You know, we have scheduled a 2-hour practice, but if it takes 2 hours and 40 minutes to get our work in, we're going to do that. And then after that, we'll give them a little breather, feed them lunch, bring them back, lift them, meet, do all those things, and then feed them again, have a few more meetings, and then feed them again about 8 or 9 at night. So they're going to be putting down some calories, and also you got to weigh in and out every day too, a couple times a day to make sure we're holding our weight. And then some guys, we're going to see how hard they work. If they're gaining weight, we know they're not doing enough at practice. So a lot of you guys would be on the diet list. You'd only get probably some vegetables or something, including me.
Coach, on a personal note, how special was it yesterday to make that trip up to Spring Hill Cemetery and to experience that as the head coach?
Yeah, it was awesome. And I know Keith's in here with us. I don't know how he gets up and talks about it without being emotional because, it's different. So, but.
Anything further from the media? All righty. Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys.